We are relying much more on these kinds of nonverbal communications rather than on words. So no matter whether I'm talking in DDP or not talking in Theraplay, I'm still going to be using all these gestures because I want to make myself really clear. And a person who uses gestures to enhance her intention is it makes the child, when you understand somebody and their intentions, it makes you trust them more. And if you look at people that are good orators or good charismatic leaders, like if you looked at Bill Clinton or Barack Obama, they use their hands in such a way that elicits clarity and rhythm, and people are compelled by the way they communicate with their hands. So gestures help children because they're also very visual people. Okay, they don't understand the words sometimes, but if you color it for them by making images with your hands, it really helps. Rhythm. Everybody intuitively works with a baby with rhythm, and that's because it's very organizing for a baby's brain, but also for our own brains. So we like to try to work by talking in little phrases of music, like a couple of bars of music. Usually, like if you go da 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 da. There's a stop there, and then you go da 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 da. We talk like that. Well, this is something like, well, first what I understand is that you got on the bus, and then when you were sitting there, it got really hot, and you got really uncomfortable, right? And so when your friend sat next to you and was starting to bug you about your hat, you just feel it really, you started getting to feel really irritable. So I can understand why at the end of that bus ride, you were just feeling like your whole brain was gonna pop up, you know? Did you see how I did that in segments? So the way you talk has everything to do with regulating everyone, not just babies. And it's a very effective way of not only keeping a person regulated, but also keeping their attention. And that's why we use it so much. Eye contact, pretty obvious, I would say. You can see everything by the eyes, and the facial muscles around the eyes are very, very telling in ways that we are not even conscious of. So we like to be able to smooth out our forehead and make our forehead go back, because it makes the eyes bigger and it makes you look like you're curious and open. So some people, our facial structures are very different one from another, but you can sort of feel it if you, some people can do this. Can you wiggle your ears? Can anybody here wiggle their ears? Some people can. Yeah. Well, anyway, it happens when you yawn or you smile, your ear goes back, and if you become aware of it, you're tightening and going back, and the more open your eyes are, and the more you can see your eyes is better. Some people have an advantage if they have big eyes. It's actually really, it's a kind of a natural advantage. Your affect is this idea that, and this comes from Steve Porges, who's not here, but everybody draws on, Jaak Panksepp, who is not here, but many people draw on his work from affective neuroscience, which is what kind of basic disposition are you taking on? Is it one of interest? Is it one of caring? Is it one of playfulness? Okay, is it one of despair? There's kind of, and it's not, so it isn't just like a emotion, it's kind of like more just like a general posture or intention. And of course we want to be showing tremendous eagerness. When I say eagerness, he calls it seeking, like you're really trying to like seek meaning and be really curious. So there's a real attentiveness to there. Of course you want to seem like caring, and that comes a lot out in your voice tone. And playful. You can tell when a person's playful. When they have a twinkle in their eye, you can't exactly like quantify it, but you know it when you see it. So those are good. Those are kind of what we talk about in terms of affect. And then touch. we're always finding ways to touch. And I want to kind of go back to, you had asked a question about a man and possibly the appropriateness of whether you're working with a younger woman or a girl, or maybe even, you never really can say if, you know, what kind of dynamics, erotic or sexual, between two people. And we like to think that our touch has a very clear intention to it, and that it's usually it's not surprising. It's coming with intention, so that I'm going to give you time to understand what my intention is. And the touch is usually meant to make a person feel reassured. So if I did the hand stack with you, because you asked it during hand stack, but if I say, okay, Jamie, how about you put your hand on top of mine and I on top of yours, and let's build a tower. Go ahead and do it. Up, 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 up. There you are. Okay, good. And then, okay. So because the touch is matter of fact, because it's within a game, because the intention is really, really clear, it neutralizes, at least from your point of view, the kind of misunderstanding that a child might have who was sexually abused or who has erotic feelings because of his adolescent age or something like that. If in the interaction, your sense is where you begin to feel that there's something communicated that the child is misunderstanding or is feeling like erotic feelings, then you take a step back and you just clarify, you know, that we're going to be playing some games. They're in order to have fun and to feel connected. And if I'm going to make sure that these feel comfortable for you. But if they're not, you can let me know, and I'll try to really be in touch and make sure if I think that maybe it's not comfortable, or it's something that feels a little weird, I'll check with you. Luckily, if you're very, very perceptive about your own body, the erotic feelings or the feelings that you may interpret as sexual or inappropriate come right from the gut to the gut. It's an awesome communication system. You usually begin to feel weird yourself. Like, how come I'm feeling like, is he being coquettish, or am I saying something different than I mean, or why did that laugh come out the way it is? You know, it begins to come out in your body and behavior, and then you can just take a step back and just literally take a step back. Say, oh, okay, you know what? Let's just take a breather here. You know what? I'm going to sit over here. I do have your favorite orange soda, so you can have that. And then I'm going to sit here and, yeah. And then just say, how are we feeling about that? So I hope that kind of gives you